Good morning, I'm Melinda Sparks and I'm beginning my third year as missions chair here at Highlands United Methodist Church. I've been a Methodist pretty much all of my life and I've served on many of the committees within the Methodist Church, but one of the committees I've always tried to avoid serving on is the Stewardship Committee. I'm not particularly good with numbers, finance is not my forte, and frankly it makes me a little uncomfortable to talk with people about their financial commitments to the church. Maybe it does you too. But the wily folks on our stewardship campaign knew how they could get me involved this year because they asked me to speak to you this morning about something that I am passionate about, and that's the mission opportunities we have here at Highlands. Last year, we spent $24,000 in our community ministries program that we have here at the church. Every morning, 6 days a week, we provide breakfast for members of our community that are homeless or disadvantaged. Also, through community ministries, we provide toiletries, laundry services. We give people a place that they can collect their mail, a secure address. We help with a laundry and clothing closet. And when we have the funds, we also help out with fulfilling prescriptions of non-narcotic drugs. Much of the food that we serve during community ministries is donated, but we still have to buy the coffee and sugar, peanut butter, jelly, and the cream cheese that we spread on the donated bagels. We have a staff person that does our laundry, but of course we have to purchase the laundry detergent that we use in that part of our program. Last year, we served nearly 36,000 people through our ministries down in our fellowship hall. I think that's money well spent. Another one of our ministries that is an outgrowth of our community ministries program is Project ID. We work with 53 local agencies and organizations who refer clients to us on Tuesdays and Thursdays of each week for help in obtaining their birth certificates and the other supporting documents the state requires for an Alabama ID. The average cost of an ID for someone is $23. Cost of a birth certificate can vary from between $12 to $30 depending on what state we get that birth certificate from. In these tough economic times, for every one client we see, we have to turn one away. The annual budget for Project ID is around $22,500, most of which comes from grants that we receive for the program. Last year we provided nearly 500 people with assistance through this program. Every holiday season we partner with area Methodist churches in a fun program called Festival of the Three Kings. Church members at each of the churches get to play Santa's elves for needy children in the community, providing them gifts that we then distribute to their parents while we entertain the children at a fun Christmas party at the Fair Park Arena. Highlands United Methodist members adopt 75 children each year, and our sponsors are limited to spending $100 per child, or advised to only spend $100 per child. So that adds up to about $7,500 in gifts that are given to kids in Birmingham, helping to ensure that they have a Merry Christmas each year. This year, 13 members of our youth group and some adult supervisors traveled to Appalachia to do home repairs for needy families in that region through the Appalachian Service Project. They put in a long, hard week of hot work, helping people to have warmer, drier, safer homes through the coming season. The folks that participate in Appalachian Service Project have to pay $150 before they go on the trip. They can recoup some of that money by selling ASP stock to members of our church, and I know that many of you have purchased that stock from our group. We help with disaster recovery after hurricanes or some of the devastating tornadoes that have ripped through our state. We provide 25 bags of groceries to residents at the Trades Towers across the street through our Brown Bag Ministries program, which is funded totally by Canterbury United Methodist Church. And over the past 2 years, we've partnered with Habitat for Humanity to provide 4 families with new homes. Last year, our Missions and Outreach Fund spent over $27,000 in support of our missions here at Highlands. But it's not the numbers that I remember, but the faces of the individuals within those numbers that count with me. It's the face of a joyous young single parent that receives the keys to her Habitat home that she's put in 100 hours of sweat equity for. It's the relief on the face of a man that's lost his job, wound up on the streets, doesn't know where his next meal is coming from when he comes through our service line during our hospitality hour and gets a hot cup of coffee and a bagel and has some place to get in out of the sweltering summer heat for at least an hour. It's the face on a child as he colors his goodie bag at the Festival of Three Kings, while his mother secretly goes to the back of the hall and collects that bicycle that he really wanted Santa to bring to him this year. It's the quiet dignity on the face of an elderly couple watching a group of young people put a new roof on their house through Appalachian Service Project just in time for facing another cold winter in the hills of the Appalachians. And it's the tears in the eyes of a woman that I helped get a state ID who had just gotten out of prison and was trying to rebuild her life, who reached across the table and grabbed my hand and said, "You don't know how much this means to me." Those are the faces I remember. I get more out of my service here than the people we serve, and I think that's true of the nearly 300 people that volunteered in our ministries last year from all walks of life. That would include the man that maybe threw out his back as he helped a farmer clear the debris from his land after a devastating tornado in North Alabama, the men and women with dishpan hands that have prepared a meal for 100 folks and then done 20 loads of dishes through a dishwasher. And most importantly, it's the person that offers a warm smile, words of encouragement, a sense of dignity, expressions of hope in the name of Jesus. Jesus' disciples asked him, "Lord, when have we seen you hungry and gave you something to eat, thirsty and gave you something to drink? When have we seen you a stranger and invited you in, or naked and given you clothing? When have we seen you sick or in prison and visited you?" And Jesus replied to them, "When you did it to the least of these, my brothers and sisters, you did it unto me." Thank you for your consideration of the ministries here at Highlands United Methodist Church when you plan your contribution through this year's stewardship campaign, not only of your financial resources, but also of the time and talents that the Lord has given you.